So what's going on, man? How you
What's
doing?
good, y'all? What's going on?
Man, I'm doing good, man. How your day going?
Good, man. How about yours?
What's up, man?
Thank y'all for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. You know, it's all love. You know, it's what we do. We come together and we build things.
Yeah.
You've been in the industry for a while. What's your name?
I go by Xavier Stone. That's my stage name. A lot of people in my regular life know me as Jeffrey.
Okay.
Xavier Stone. I wanted a stage name. I wanted something that I could feel different when I'm doing my music and doing my creativity. Xavier Stone comes from the game Guitar Hero, though. Guitar Hero 3, if you're playing Guitar Hero, there's a character with a fro, and he looks like Jimi Hendrix, and that's Xavier Stone on the game. So I was like, you know what, that's fire. We're tributing to Hendrix, and then we're doing our thing with the music and the rap. So I have an appreciation for rock and roll too, and that genre of music. People who play instruments, bands, stuff like that. So it's just an honor to Hendrix is why I chose that stage name.
Okay. Do you feel like a rock star with that name?
Man, that's the whole thing. That's the whole gist of it, for sure. You know, you want to feel like a rock star. You want to feel like you can own that stage.
Okay. What's the hardest thing about the music industry?
Hardest thing about the music industry, it can be difficult in the studio. Making a record's obviously hard. Finding what to say, finding a good beat, making a beat. So the studio part can be hard. I think the hardest part's the post work, the marketing, getting people to get engaged and listen. That can be a hard part too. Because obviously as an artist, you're gonna like what you do and you're gonna love it, but getting other people to get on board can be the hard part. So, because sometimes you're just misunderstood as an artist. You know, you'll say or do something and people will see it as a certain way when to you it's just your therapy, and other people might think that it's this or that. So I think that misunderstanding in the middle of art and being a person is the hardest thing about the music industry.
So are there levels to the music industry?
My bad, say it again.
Are there levels to the music industry?
Are there levels to the industry? Oh yeah, that's a great question, man. Yes. You know, there's beginners, there's amateurs, there's people who just do it because it's what they want to do and it's fun. And then there's people who really get hungry with wanting to go far in this. And, you know, that can create good things, that can create bad things. But I feel like for me, I've just found a place where this is just, it's the same way that I'll go play ball to let some steam off. I'll get in the studio to, you know, express myself. So it's just a muscle that I'm exercising, and where it takes me, it's going to take me where it takes me.
What inspires you in the studio?
Oh man, inspiration in the studio. I'd say just what I'm going through that day, that week. Things I see when I'm watching TV, when I'm listening to music. You know, but mostly just what I'm feeling, you know, like I feel like I'm pretty emotional sometimes and I need that outlet. So that's where that music comes from. That's me expressing what I'm going through in that day, that week, that moment. And that's basically where my inspiration comes from. It's just getting in there and letting it out.
What was your first job?
Dang, my first job. Wow, I've had a lot of jobs. I was 18 in high school, senior in high school. I think my first job was Moe's Southwest Grill. It's like a Chipotle. So we was in there eating good for sure.
Has your job experience helped you out in the music industry?
Oh yeah, I would say with all the jobs that I've had, like, you know, you start off and like you find yourself. I feel like people find themselves as they grow and age and have different experiences. So, you know, I used to be shy. I used to not be able to tell people no, you know, but now with all the jobs I've worked, retail, warehouse, construction, whatever it may be, like I've got some thick skin now, I think, a little bit, to where I can tell people how I'm feeling and I can say what I think I need to say, and feel comfortable doing that. And it does translate to what I do in the studio when I'm dealing with other artists, or even just for myself, being confident in the things that I'm putting out.
So what you got going on as an artist?
As an artist, right now, I'm getting ready to drop this album. I was gonna drop an album last year. It didn't end up working out, so this year I'm dropping an album, and it's called Rest in Peace. It's an album about letting off all that weight on your shoulders. You know, sometimes people carry baggage, people carry trauma, whatever it may be, and you might carry it too long. This album is called Rest in Peace because that chapter of my life is resting in peace. I'm about to put that to rest and let all that weight off and go into the next thing. And it seems like it might be a somber album, like the way that that sounds, but it's actually really freeing and really exciting to go into that next phase of life. And there's just some metaphors on life within the album. Obviously, we're talking about death, but we're talking about springing into a new thing. So it's a very special, unique album in a sense that for me, what it's gonna do is allow me to just go into the next chapter of my life and let go of anything that, let the music out. How many artists, have just a hard drive full of music, and it can weigh on you. It's on your mind all the time. So to let all this go and just be free and move into the next thing of my life. I'm gonna keep making music. I'm not done making music, but just move into the next chapter for music.
Where can they find you?
If y'all are looking for me, you can find me. I'm on Apple Music, Spotify, all the streaming platforms. I'm big on YouTube. I'm trying to build on YouTube. I do a lot of different content on there. Streaming, sports, gaming. So YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud. A lot of people don't know I've got so much music on SoundCloud and YouTube that's like unreleased music, like that's not on the streaming services. So a lot of people got to go check that out. Probably more music on there than on streaming. So I'm always working on stuff, and yeah, y'all just stay tuned with me.